Good afternoon, everybody. This is Joshua Boxerman from Transit Sports, bringing you the daily entertainment at transitstop.com. Come visit, the site's up. We have a couple videos now. Basically, on this episode, I'll look into the upcoming Formula One season. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of changes that are being brought, and I'll take a more in-depth look into those changes. But first, I'd like to give an honorable mention to Martin Brodeur, who beat Patrick Roy's win record this past week. So congratulations to Martin. The upcoming Formula One season, there's going to be a lot of changes happening, mainly to the scoring system, also to the look of the cars. Cars are going to look a lot different from last year. Also, there's some teams that have left and new that have come in. So the new system of scoring will be a lot different from last year's, mainly because there's more emphasis on wins. The driver that will win the most races will win the championship. But for constructors' championship, the drivers will still get points from positions 1 to 10, and they will still be accumulated. And the event that two drivers have the same number of wins, then it will go to points. I like that rule. It will give more exciting races. Drivers won't settle for second place just to be in points anymore. They'll strive to get the win. We'll see what happens. It's gone either way so far. Teams are happy, and there's teams that are happy, teams not happy. We'll see what happens. I think it will give a more exciting spectacle to the viewers. We've seen a lot of races just last year. In the last race of the year, Felipe Massa got basically screwed out of the championship because of this system, so we'll see what happens. Also, the look of the cars is going to be a lot different in the upcoming season. They will look a lot cleaner. They won't have any more little wings, deflectors, or hydrofoils for the right name. The rear wing is a lot higher. All the top body furniture has been removed. The front wing moves forwards and is lower and wider. And with these changes, F1 hopes to make races more exciting. The economic crisis that has hit our world has also hit the F1 world, mainly with the pullout of Honda and the insertion of Ross Brown and his team Brawn GP. Honda pulled out this season due to the crisis, but they haven't put a next on upcoming seasons afterwards. They might come back. It's just for now. Facing the economic crisis, they didn't feel comfortable being in F1, so they pulled out. And it will be exciting to see what Ross Brown, which is an innovator in F1. A lot of people know him mainly for his work with Benetton and Ferrari, with Michael Schumacher, making him a 7-time world champion. He was there all 7 times with them. There will also be a new budget rule in the upcoming season. It will not apply to every team, as Formula One directors have not obliged it on everybody. But the teams that do apply it, they will have a $30 million cost cap, but they will have advantages in 3 main areas, mainly in aerodynamic efficiency, movable wings, and an engine which is not subject to a rev limit or a development freeze. Now, perhaps the most intriguing change will be the curse factor in the upcoming season. It has brought up a lot of questions, as teams are not sure to use it or not use it. Basically, this is a kinetic energy recovery system. It works by recovering energy dissipated when a car brakes, storing it as electricity in a dense battery or a flywheel, and then making it available to the driver on the tap of a single button. It will give it additional 80 horsepower. Tests have shown that it will shed off approximately 0.4 of a second, which is a lot in racing. Now, however, teams are not so sure, as the system has shown that it's not really reliable yet, and next year's F1 will provide them with a curse system that they will have to use, so teams don't want to invest money this year and have to just basically waste it all just because next year they'll be given that system by Formula One. Now, I'll talk to you about teams and drivers. With all the upcoming changes this upcoming season, it'll be exciting to see what happens with everybody. All the teams, mainly Ferrari, Renault, BMW, and McLaren, which look to be the 4 big team once again. No surprise there. It'll be exciting to see if Lewis Hamilton can repeat as world champion, if Felipe Massa can redeem himself after a heartbreaking loss last year, very suspectful loss, might I add, with Timo Glock just letting Lewis Hamilton pass. Some say he had to because he had dry tires on wet, but it was still very suspicious. Also, it'll be exciting to see how Kimi Räikkönen does. Will he have a rebound year? A year like the one he had in 2007, where he won his first world championship after a long wait, mainly with McLaren. I was always behind David Coulthard, Mika Häkkinen. So we'll see if he can go back to his form of 2007. And also, if Fernando Alonso, two-time champion with Renault, can come back to Renault and win another one this year. They are very excited about the car this year. They look to be somewhat of a surprise to win, but we'll see what happens. And last but not least, for BMW, it'll be good to see Robert Kubica. He was very disappointed last year as BMW looked to pull out of the championship race to invest for this year. So it's either make or break season for Kubica and BMW right now as it looks. It'll be exciting to see if the rivalry that Kubica and Lewis Hamilton have, if it goes over the top this year. They've had some fiery discussions before. We'll see what happens with that. Now for the second and third tier teams such as Red Bull, Toyota, Brawn GP, Toro Rosso, Force India and Williams, I believe it will be important to see how much these teams improve along the season for the upcoming seasons. I don't believe any have a realistic shot at the title this year, but it'll be interesting to see how they do. Personally, I'm very excited to see how the young German phenom Sebastian Vettel does with Red Bull. Last year, he became the first driver with an Italian car other than Ferrari to win at Monza, the Italian Grand Prix, in over 30 years. The kid has a talent. It's just to see if he has a car. Red Bull have shown improvement last year, and they are to be the better car than their sister company Toro Rosso, which Vettel was riding for last year. Now I'll go on to the big spender and always underachiever, Toyota. They always have the biggest budget in F1 these past years, but have shown nothing for it. They have a good team, a good duo of Jarno Trulli and Timo Glock. They seem this year that they might cause a surprise, but I believe they will remain as just a second tier team, maybe a top 5 team finish. We'll see. I see them more as a top 7, maybe not more than that. Now moving on to my next team, Brawn GP, with, as I said before, the Ross Brawn, an innovator in the sport. It'll be nice to see how he does in his first year with his McLaren-powered cars. Tryouts have shown very positive results so far. It'll be nice to see. They have a strong team with Jenson Button. He has a potential to make it really big, but these past seasons have been difficult with Honda. And they also have Rubens Barrichello, which is a good, has ridden for Ferrari mainly before, and he's a very good veteran.